thinking the door just might like go boom and open.
Everybody in there sound asleep.
The door, yeah. Nice and warm.
Yeah.
Nice and warm. Put my pack in there.
Cheers.
Yeah.
You've been gone too long, doggone it.
It's been here for a while. Splurged. Well, the other ones are basically falling apart, so.
I did see that they were in need.
Just two and up. Sure. Anywhere you want to sit is fine with me.
No, CBN.
I don't know, what's the front board tonight? Is it ZBA?
Officially, this is ZBA night, but I have formally invited the planning board to sit with us as well.
Good.
Since we had to cancel last week.
Okay. Paul keeping on shoulder. With everybody except Mary, right?
I don't know, it's hard to see, we're always going in different directions.
There you go.
I picked up Adeline, took her Addison, took her for hockey and all that, so we picked her up.
Yeah. Busy all the time, huh?
It was back from BC.
Do you,
Busy.
want these?
Did you get these?
Leave that with Melissa, because she'll record it.
Oh, leave it with her?
Yeah,
It's a
yeah, she keeps all those records.
I should put my name on it.
Business.
Yeah.
Was
So,
it email? When I just didn't print it?
It was emailed, yes. Yeah, Kyle did email it, so. Hey Pete, how you doing? Can't go wrong. That's a good thing.
How long ago did you email it?
Like 10 or 7 days ago or something like that. I'm afraid if I pulled out of it, I don't want to signal to go back.
Then you can't get back in, yeah.
How's your mom?
Still hanging in there.
Hanging in there?
Yep. Good, but
Friends with strong people. Hey,
you want your seat back or you got?
I'm good. I didn't know there was a sign seat.
Somebody moved that.
you come up, sit with us, you want to sit back there?
We've got a couple more zoning board people's coming.
What?
We've got some more zoning people's coming. No.
Maybe, maybe not, we don't know.
Where's the zoning board?
You can sit across from me and blow kisses to me.
I can do that from here. This is the zoning board. Let's stick around.
Okay.
The minutes.
Oh.
From our last meeting way back when.
No.
I don't think Nikki put on.
He's in Alaska.
I never know with him, he's all off somewhere, so. Who knows?
Wanted to go see a polar bear.
All he's gonna do is come up to my neighborhood, he can see black bears all the time.
Oh. There we go, get it.
One of my neighbors gave me a
Real
video.
close, front and center.
Yeah, one of my neighbors sent me a video of the one crossing the street right in front of my house.
In front of your house, yes.
I just told him he has to go to Anchorage Airport and you'll see one in the case.
Yeah, think about it. Stands about 11 feet tall. It's a monster.
What's that, grizzly?
No, the polar bear.
Oh, polar, yeah,
Yeah.
they're not at all friendly.
They want to eat them when they're hungry.
And they
No, and they're always hungry.
all they do is eat meat, so.
Exactly.
All right, it's 7:05. We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order, say the pledge of allegiance.
Okay, I'll come up here.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everybody. This joint meeting we're doing tonight. I invited the planning board to join us because they had canceled the meeting last week due to some ugly weather anyway. The only thing we're gonna do tonight, we don't have a quorum. There are only 3 members of the board here. So we are not gonna be able to conduct any official business, which is fortunate because we don't have any. But I would ask, we're not
Can
gonna
you
be able
move
to.
that so I can walk around?
So I'm gonna
Don't touch your stuff.
Do not move our equipment, please.
It's supposed to be behind.
Please, do not move the equipment.
It was behind.
I will call the
Kicked it
police,
twice.
okay? Please.
Oh, for goodness sake, let's be, don't be children.
Please,
We're
be
not.
grown-ups.
Quiet, Sarah. That's what they want.
Oh,
All right, at any rate, what I did want to do, for the benefit of both the planning board and the zoning board, if you are not aware of what's been going on, the town board has spent 2 regular board meetings and a working meeting going over the ordinance and the map that we provided to you. Most of the comments were very minor. We made those quite some time ago, primarily humanitarian in nature. Biggest issue that came up, Len Charney was very, very hung up on what we have laid out as our commercial overlay. And apparently it has caused some confusion and consternation among people that said, well, you put that there and people are just gonna think they can do this. I said, well, if you read what's in the ordinance, it's very clear exactly how it applies. But we've had 2 months go by and the same comments keep coming up, so, with the agreement of the town board, I have submitted to them a proposed change to the ordinance for the commercial overlay. What it essentially does is remove the designated zones that are laid out as commercial overlays, which is basically the south side, or the east side of Route 46, which comes up through the town, and then both sides once it passes the town. And the length of Stokes Westernville Road from the bridge over here over to the town of Route 1. That was originally designated as where that commercial overlay zone would be. At this stage, I have removed it. I've not gotten funded back from any of them. I'm hoping that they will be happy with that. What we have made it is a general overlay. And under the way the zoning laws work, you can have an overlay system within the town, it does not have to apply to a specific geographic area. So what it does, it's an enablement, for all practical purposes, it's a legal way to do spot zoning. And so if we want to make it somewhat easier for, we don't have it on. If we're gonna make it somewhat easier for, people to come in and get permission to put in small, I think we've limited the commercial to small retail anyway, so we can't come in and put in industrial complex or big thing. But what it would do now is the overlay will still exist. If someone wants to establish a commercial use under the overlay provisions, the following procedure applies. The owner of the property will come in and apply to the town board. They send a letter to the town board, say, I wish to establish a commercial overlay. They will describe the property. They will describe in general, it doesn't have to be hugely specific or detailed. In general, the use that they want to make of it. The town board is then required to forward that to the planning board. Part of the procedure. The planning board will then review that proposed commercial overlay use. And they will send it back to the town board with a recommendation to approve or disapprove. They can, if they recommend approval, they can put the certain restrictions or certain requirements that apply to the specific use. The town board would then vote to approve or disapprove. Once it's approved, it becomes a special use permit, and it's then referred to the zoning board. In other words, everybody in the town, from the town board or the planning board or the zoning board, would be involved in the review and approval process. The zoning board, of course, under a special use permit, can require certain conditions to be met or apply to the property. Normally, what would happen if the planning board makes a recommendation and the town board says, hey, Gerald, we would then apply those restrictions or other controls on the property as part of the special permit approval process. Once that goes into place, the zoning officer can then issue the zoning permit and proceed with the building permits. Until the planning board makes the recommendation and the town board says, hey, Gerald, the owner doesn't have to do any paperwork other than that generalized application says, here's what I'm looking to do. Once it's approved, they have to bring in the detailed plans. It requires an engineer or architect stamp. They have to have that. They have to meet all of the other code requirements that apply. There's nothing that's relaxed as far as that's concerned. The only difference is if they were in a place that might have required a use variance, they are now under the process for a special use permit. And the process for that is already well defined in the code of new ordinance. So that's the major change there. It basically takes it off of that. The other issue, there were a couple of comments, and most of the changes are fairly minor. It's under the section that governs signs, and one of the changes that we put into it that was recommended because of a number of court cases that have occurred over the past, it basically says all signs require a zoning permit except those that are listed in two sections here, and there's a number of signs that it identifies that don't require that zoning permit. Okay. This is the key phrase that we added. The regulation of signs shall not be determined by the content of the message on the sign, but by its size, placement, and factors affecting public safety. We don't censor signs. If your sign is approved, whatever message is on it stays on it. We don't say, no, you can't do that because you've got some political view or something else. That has been thrown out time after time in court. So this will be the specific wording. The other changes, and this is clarification more than anything else. The provision is already written within the zoning law. Most of it's in our current one. The new paragraph: signs shall not be placed within the right of way of any public highway unless a special use permit is granted by the zoning board of appeals. And that governs all signs. If you are within the right of way and you don't have a permit, the codes officer can go pull it up. It will be illegal, okay? In the town of Western, town roads operate under what they call the 3-rod size, which is 50 feet right of way, 24 foot 9 inches from the center line of the road. It's considered the right of way. The county and the state both apply a 4-rod rule, which is about a 65 foot right of way, so it's about 32 and a half feet from the center line of the road on either side. The rights of way shall be determined by New York State highway law, and that's basically what's in the laws. The codes enforcement office shall maintain a list of the rights of way dimensions for reference. So if you want to know, you come in and ask the codes officer, he will have an official list of these are the rights of way for the roads. So that will eliminate any argument over where the right of way starts and ends. The other one that the town board pretty much wanted, signs shall not be placed on public property belonging to the town of Western without permission from the town board. Town board may delegate the zoning board of appeals to grant such authorization through a special use permit. So if you're gonna put it outside the town hall, if you're gonna put it at the town park, even across the street in the park over there, you have to get permission from the town board, or let them have come in front of the ZBA, and the ZBA will look at it as a special use. Okay? Signs not belonging, this is the next paragraph, signs not belonging to the property owner, temporary or otherwise, shall not be placed on private property without permission of the property owner. The codes enforcement officer is authorized to confirm such permission. And that's basically, you can't just walk in and put your sign in somebody's front lawn unless they say, go ahead, that's fine.
I have a question if that's available.
Is what's available.
A question.
Let me finish what I'm
Sure.
doing, and then we'll go over that. The only other change that goes along with this, that kind of codifies it. There were some complaints about the zoning maps, that we can't see the property lines or anything else, so I had one I had been working on before. It's a composite from the county mapping system that shows all of the individual parcels. And I have laid on it all of the zones. This one does not have the commercial overlay, so this will be the latest version of the map. This one's got the legend on it, on an approximate scale, or a couple of notes. So I recommended to the board to, hey, adopt this one. I can take these things for whatever copies are required. I will, assuming the town board doesn't admit, I will put, there's a PDF version of this that I created this week. I will put this on the town website so that people will be able to refer to that. If the town board agrees, I will put the changes that we're proposing to the ordinance onto the website so they can see that. And that hopefully will answer all of the questions that have come up over the past few weeks. Any members of the board have any questions?
At the last meeting, Glenn had some dissenting expert opinion from the state DOT that was the basis for his concerns for the overlay as we previously had. And I had suggested that we structure a meeting, maybe that happened, okay? Because I do know the fact that you, along with the whole ZBA, consulted with Tug Hill, their planners, and their council extensively during the process, and it appeared to me that there was, shall we say, dissenting opinions among the expert advice that we're getting. So are we even clear as to what is, the right way forward, or is this, what we have here, is this a compromise in lieu, and put something on the board that the town board is gonna feel acceptable?
I guess I would qualify this as a compromise. It's you've left the overlay provision in there, but you've taken her off the map so that somebody looking at the zoning map isn't gonna say, oh, there's a commercial zone, I can just go ahead and build it. You don't have a commercial zone. And confusing things. It's an overlay is not a zone.
Right.
An overlay either imposes or removes conditions from an existing zone. So for example, we have a land conservation overlay in the town. Okay, it does not replace the zone. It simply adds additional conditions to using something within that zone. So if you wanna build something in the land conservation overlay, you'll have to come in front of the planning board. And you'll have to make sure that the reason we put those land conservation overlays is to avoid imposing unnecessary environmental hazards on the waterways that feed into the Mohawk River, the Lansing Kill, and the Delta. So that that is nothing new, they've been in there since 1970. And it just puts conditions on it. As far as the state DOT issue is not a zoning issue. The state DOT issue is a highway issue. And the state basically does not like granting people access onto a state highway unless there is a really truly pressing need for it. So for example, for years, Woods Valley was only accessible by getting off 46 at Dock Hill, which is an established road, and driving across. And I'm not sure how the compromise was made or how negotiations worked, but they eventually got permission to have an entranceway on 46. And that's pretty much true of the state, especially along sections of 46, which is basically a 55-mile-an-hour highway. They don't like having private access onto the high-speed highway. And so anybody who wanted to come in to put something on the highway is gonna have to work with the state. They'll have to come into the codes officer, they would have to talk to the DOT to find out whether they can even be allowed to do it. And that's not a zoning issue. The only thing zoning would address is what you want to do on that piece of land permitted under the ordinance, or do you need a special use permit or a variance? That's the only thing that this addresses, that's the only thing it's ever going to address. So the issue of, well, the state says nobody ever get access to it. Doesn't matter as far as zoning is concerned. That is not an issue that zoning takes up. And if you are the property owner, pretty much any lawyer will tell you, and I think Charlie even agreed with one of the meetings, it's the property owner's obligation to do due diligence to make sure that what they want to make of the land is going to be permitted. And that would be zoning, it would also be DOT access to highways, it would be talking to National Grid as to whether they're going to be allowed to get rid of it to get enough power if they needed it. All of those things are separately addressable in addition to the permission from zoning. So a lot of those issues came up, but it was not something that zoning addressed. That was the.
Carl, I still have concerns that sort of echo Len's concerns. And to the extent that we are inverting the process to where now the applicant goes to the town board to see potentially if the commercial overlay could apply on a prospective piece of property. So what their concern was prior to this new proposal was that by creating a district, Len was worried and the rest of the board seemed concerned that by creating a commercial overlay district, that it was giving the town's auspices that they could do something there. He voiced that in the meeting several times. And I was the one that stood up and I said, no, it is the due diligence of the buyer and their legal counsel. Now what's happening is the first port of call is being shifted to the town, and I actually believe, I don't know what Charlie says about this, but they're the ones that are now gonna say, there's the potential. And I think that puts the town in more of a position for spot zoning, disparate impact, and capricious decision making. That's just my concern.
We agree. That's
Yeah.
why I was in favor of having the zone there, is that if you want to ask for it, this is when you can.
Was Charlie okay with this?
Charlie was fine with it. Charlie had no problem with it
Okay.
whatsoever.
Okay.
And in fact, by the time we finished with the last meeting, only person who was still really, really uncomfortable was Len.
Okay.
Everybody else, and Pete Donahue sent me an email that said, "We really appreciate you clarifying it, now I understand how it works."
Yeah. Okay.
So I think that we were just down to the one board member who really had, had a problem with it. And I said, well, I talked to professional planners, I said, well, we have professional planners from the Front Hill Commission come down and say, yep, commercial overlay is a perfectly decent way to do things, people do it a lot of places. So I don't know what else to tell them,
Yeah, okay, I'm good.
but I'm hoping that I say, okay, you're now in control as to whether it even applies or not.
As long as Charlie's good with it, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
I just don't want to see us, in order to put a plan forward, that we put ourselves in a worse position
Well,
10 years down the line.
What I actually did here with this, if you look at the existing ordinance, there are 3 things called plan development. Plan development, residential, commercial, and industrial. The exact procedure that I described is how you go about getting a plan development process. You go to the town board goes to the planning board says, yeah, good idea, bad idea, town board says, here you go. Once that's done, then that district can be established and you go through all of the process, with the secret review and all of everything else that goes with it. So with the commercial overlay, we're simply copying that.
So theoretically, they could get, can get approval to start, but they could get a go ahead from the town board and the planning board, and then get stopped by the zoning board for the secret.
Well, yeah, they're still gonna have to do all the paperwork.
Just wondering if that.
Because what it does is if the planning board says, good idea, and the town board says, yay, it now creates the commercial overlay which requires a special use permit. Okay, so which means everything in the ordinance that is required for special use permit now applies to that property.
You couldn't start the project until they had all of it.
Yeah,
You're
if
saying
it was not,
two boards could say yes and one no?
Well, I'm wondering how far, I mean, it gives the appearance it's approved, and then at the end, it comes back and says no, but then.
well, the ZBA would not normally deny a special use permit, it would put conditions on it. In other words, if you're authorized a special use permit, the ZBA's job is to then review the permit, look at any conditions that might need to be applied to it. So if somebody wants to come in and put in a shop or something like that, and they've got a special use permit, we could put conditions on it, okay, but you have to match the architectural style of whatever the neighborhood you're going with. You can't come in and put the old fashioned McDonald's golden arches in the middle of Western, you're gonna have to have certain requirements, there are other things you're gonna have to meet.
Now, if you got the first 2 steps approved, would that overlay become official
Yep.
on that parcel?
Yeah, once the town board votes yay, that now becomes
So
officially
even-
established
So
commercial.
even if that party can't go through the 3rd step, financially or whatever, somebody could buy it and already pass the 2 steps because you've already got that zoning part done.
Yeah, pretty well.
Because you said the zoning vote variance is over the
Yeah,
property.
it effectively becomes an amendment to the existing zone. But that is how it works with the, if somebody come in and buy the property and say, okay, well, I want to exercise that. But again, you still gotta come in front of the ZBA. And in this particular case for the commercial overlay, the ZBA would be required to have the planning board review it in detail before we would take action on it. So again, it would be a double review process.
Carl, thank you for all the work that you've done on all this, and I realize what an exasperating place you were put in after putting forward what we all believe was the best proposal. And one thing that confuses me with the town board taking the lead on this, they're almost functioning as the first line of zoning, because our special use has the four-step criteria, and they're gonna have to look at it in light of that. Yeah, I would think, or are they gonna just make an arbitrary
Well,
decision?
The board could make a decision on its own, but right now, the provision is written that the applicant writes a letter to the board, says, I wanna do this in this particular thing, I need a commercial overlay established on the property. They are required to send it to the planning board. We gotta look at the pros and cons and everything, go back to the town board, say, well, that's a good idea, improve the tax base, but it has its following problems, or whatever, here's our recommendation. The town board could then say, well, we see too many problems, so we're not gonna approve. Now, owner can still come in and, if it's a variance request on the zoning request required, they can still come in and ask for variance. Area variance, use variance, whatever, they can still apply for that, it doesn't change that at all. But if the town board says, yay, what they've done is gone onto the map, and let's say it's this particular piece of land right here, the North Shore Lake Delta, so, okay, there's a commercial overlay on that now. And all that means now is that if you're gonna bring in a commercial use, you have to go into the special use permit process. And the only difference is, with the commercial overlay on the map, it's already there. With a non-specific commercial overlay, the town board has to get involved, because now they're making a change to the existing zoning criteria. So if they don't wanna put it on the map, they're stuck with that.
So what happens if they start doing, somebody wants to go with a garage to commercial work on it, but they don't approach the planning board, they don't approach the zoning board, they don't approach the town board, but they start it. Then what's gonna happen then?
And the codes officer is authorized to go to the property, if you don't have a permit, right this minute, you stop work. And he can issue a formal stop work order, and say, you need to come in, you need to get your permit, and here's what you have to do. And if they turn one more spadeful of earthwork, one more brick put up, one more wall stud, they can be fined, so they do it. He can order them to tear it down. The codes officer has the authority under the codes officer. If they don't have a permit for it, as far as he's concerned, it's illegitimate work, and he can force them to remove it. Now, you probably have to go to court, you get a court order for that to happen. But that's within this authority. It's happened, it's actually happened in a lot of towns. People started to build something, codes officer got rid of it and said, you don't have a permit for doing that. I can't see what you did, tear it out. And the courts have said, yeah, you took it upon yourself to do that, and it's within this authority to do that.
You were seeing already tonight in the weeks now, that are here, and one that's going to be payments. And none have been done about them.
Yeah, and yours, but that's supposed to be a special.
So I mean, so how do we know that it being used?
You don't, that's the unfortunate problem of having a part-time codes officer, if you don't have somebody who can be, running around looking to see what's going on. But that's a provision that, with any zoning law, it's only as good as the enforcement process. And if the enforcement process is kind of lax, then stuff happens. But, again, without a permit, you can be told, citizen who says, you don't have a permit, you don't get a permit.
So is this in any way, enlighten me, Brian, is this in any way diminish the statutory authority of the ZBA?
No.
It does not. So if the town says yes to the overlay, planning board is thinking we're good with it, the ZBA comes and looks at it and says we're not good with it, we believe it's too much of a change of character of the neighborhood, or whatever criteria that it does not meet. We have the statutory authority to still say, no.
The ZBA does have the authority to refuse a special use permit. They better have damn good reason for it, as opposed to imposing certain conditions on it to allow it to happen.
Right.
But, for a variance, the property owner who's under the obligation to prove that they meet the conditions for it.
Right.
With a special use permit, for the ZBA to say, no, you can't have it, we would have to have some very, very specific reasons as to why that would not be allowed.
Okay.
And that exists now.
No.
Even under the existing state law, that's pretty much the order. It's a permit. Right? And the process is to impose conditions on the permit to make something happen that matches the zoning law and the comprehensive plan.
Right. Okay.
You have a board member for it. I did say the second one. Anybody else have questions, comments? Okay, John?
We can't hear anything you've said for the last 30 minutes since the secretary came over and turned the fan on. Neither can anybody at home here on the live feed. So basically, this is a censorship action going on right here. No, this guy had to come from his house because he couldn't hear online, and that microphone could be in the middle of the tables and everybody could hear, but you don't want it, that's called censorship.
I apologize for that.
Thank you.
I don't know what the fan is probably on to make everybody comfort, but it's not a deliberate attempt to censor anybody.
That's what's happening, so.
I'm going home.
I'm not gonna get into that issue if you have a problem with it.
Understood, thank you for allowing the comment.
This is getting too ridiculous.
I don't have access to the microphone system, or I would have, brought it up there and stuff. But I don't have a key to where the stuff is stored, so. At any rate, anybody else have any other questions or comments on that? So that's where it stands right now. I have sent all this material out to the town board, so they can look at it. I don't know if they're planning on having another working meeting, or whether they're going to do it.
I do have a question. Does it have to be unanimous by the town board?
No. Just a simple majority is enough to pass it.
Under what?
Anyway, since we sort of come to order, I'll entertain a motion to, I am not going to try and do any training tonight, as Ron mentioned, and have to do that, but I'm going to pass it on to another meeting. It's really uncomfortable to me, so. So I will have something available if the weather is awful next month, if not, I'll make sure we have something so that people can get their training hours in. That's important. Motion to adjourn? All in favor? Thank you all for being here. I apologize for the family, it's just because it's so uncomfortable in here.
The option to have the microphones on should have been on. They should have been on. They should have been on for the people,
I don't have
for the
that.
handicapped people that can't hear, they should have been on.
I don't have access to it.
I understand, I'm not saying it's your fault, I'm saying that should have been done. So we are at a meeting here where basically the town had a meeting. This planning zoning board meeting was not heard by many of the folks online, as well as those folks here. One guy in the back was able to hear, apparently he's not a handicap, and that's okay. These microphones were put into place for the process of managing audio for those folks that have difficulty hearing. That was foregone in this meeting. It's been foregone in every zoning and planning board meeting that's been held since they had the microphones installed in the town's west. So this is a very difficult subject because basically they are presenting required services that are being given to the public that need those services. I wasn't able to hear tonight, a lot of folks weren't able to hear. I was going to talk based on the feedback we got from the folks that were watching this video online. That as well
Why do you have to keep
was difficult to hear. That's why somebody drove from their
Three
home
times?
down to this building in order
You know where it
to
was?
hear
First
the
time I
meeting,
said, okay,
only to find out
next to you.
that he couldn't hear it when he got here. This is not a good thing for the town to be proselytizing and make. Carol, do not, please, they want to call the police on us. Just do not talk to her. Do not talk to her. Do not touch her. Do not go near her. And if she knocks something over, we'll call the police.
I don't understand.
The town's secretary of the planning board and the zoning board did knock our microphone over 3 times today. She's looking at doing it again here. And that is really a abuse of the public here in the town of Weston to damage folks' equipment. So would that damage this equipment, then the police would have been called. She did knock it over 3 times, and finally she did turn on the fan to make enough noise so that we couldn't hear. So that
Yes,
is,
because I'm blind and my
please don't
left
touch me.
eye-
Please don't touch me. Yes, you did. Please, I'm doing something.
Fundraising.
So that was the secretary who is still being a bit unprofessional here with us while trying to record this meeting.
Department of Environmental Conservation has a program.
That kind of person, in my view, doesn't belong. Don't talk to her, Carol, please, don't talk. If she hurts you, hits you, does anything to you, touches you, I'll call the police.
There's
So
another
get
one.
that here, the next time I'll call the
Finally
police.
got the town's attention.
So let's make sure that in the future, when this town
There's an officer who's taking on a New York class.
appoints folks into office, that they do so with an eye towards making sure that people that they put in place are not as arbitrary as they are. And I know that's difficult to do.
Gives them money, then they pay.
That's what we're up against here in the town of Western, as public citizens, tax-paying members of the public. We're up against a very hefty, arbitrary machine here that's preventing the people from participating in their local government and performing their civic responsibilities. So that's pretty much it. Carl wants to get out of here. I appreciate him answering our question on censorship tonight, and we'll get all cleaned up later. So thank you for joining us. Again, we apologize.
Run under the office or supervised by the office of
The
council.
noise,
They have
that's the difference in the noise between a fan and no fan.
It's an
I can
investment program,
guarantee you this,
and, you know,
the
right
town
now
will make sure that fan is on for every meeting in the future so that they can arbitrarily censor this content that you're here to see. Thanks for watching Town of Western Civic Affairs. I'm Don Peavy. We're here for you.
$1 million. Almost $5,000 a month.
Yeah.
Over the course of the year,
Yeah.
if you keep that balance up enough, you know, they'll actually make some decent money on it. Lord knows the town could use it, so.
That's all everybody can do.
Yeah.
We still have freedom of speech.
Oh, yeah. But you have to do it from a jail cell. Because that's what they want.
You can't arrest me for talking.
You too.
Okay.
Hold on, I'll move that for you so you can get around it, huh?
Carl, I don't want you to look bad, but until
sorry.
you guys get those microphones up, this is not good.
They're locked up in there and I don't have the key.
I understand,
Yeah.
that's just an
Yeah.
excuse, and I'm not saying it's your excuse, I'm simply saying that's an excuse.
They're on little tiny tripods, there's no way to permanently mount them.
This is,
Yeah, you could, but then.
Carl, this is
somebody just walks
ADA,
up.
you do understand that. This is an ADA issue. This is ADA, we're not messing around, this is a federal issue at this point in time.
Don, if you want to make that an issue.
Wait,
you know, I
make it
can't
an
stop
issue?
you.
We couldn't hear tonight. Somebody
Well,
had to drive from home to see it. And they still couldn't hear
I
when they got
apologize.
here.
I don't have control over the microphone system. I've told
I'm
you this
just-
3 times.
I
I
know,
can't.
Carl. I'm simply saying, if you want to be square with people, do whatever you got to do. Talk to maybe one of the board members and make sure that you have access to those microphones. Because if we can't hear, that's not helping things get
Well,
better.
that's what I've asked for. Eventually, I will have a key to where the microphones are set up, but I haven't seen Anna since I asked her for one, so.
That's not, you can't make an excuse on ADA. You see what I mean? And I know you're not. I'm simply saying,
But Carl, I've got a question for you too. Is there any way we can get a board, because when you're looking at.
Excuse me, sir.
We can't see that, we cannot see that, and I understand it might be.
If I had time, I would have mounted these. Put them out there.